everyone, and today on sgCarMart Reviews we have the DS7 Crossback.
Yep, the DS is essentially a luxury arm to Citroën. So you can consider the DS something like what Lexus is to Toyota or what Infiniti is to Nissan. And you know what? This car actually won our premium mid-size SUV of the year for 2019.
Woo!
Yeah, so it's really cool, and for good reasons, really. I mean, the DS is now a standalone brand. It kind of broke apart from Citroën sometime back in 2014. And the DS7 Crossback can be considered as the first car that was built from the ground up by DS itself. I mean, we did have the DS5 and the DS4 Crossback, but those cars were essentially facelifts from Citroën DS time, which was like years back.
Oh, cool. I mean, okay, so general first impressions of the car that I have is that, okay, you look at how big and sturdy this car is, how huge the rims are. There's no denying that this car is an European-made car, right, Julian?
Yep, absolutely. I think this car is more like an underdog. It feels like an underdog, you know what I mean? Like, it goes up against cars like the Audi Q5, BMW X3, and the Mercedes-Benz GLC. Right, it's slightly smaller, but it stands out on the road. I call it an underdog because you don't see a lot of DSs on the road. Yeah, but when you see one, it's kind of like eye-catching. I mean, with the diamond grille in front, the DS brand taking center stage, showing how proud it really is, with all these cube-like headlamps that swivels actually when you unlock and lock the car. So it's really, really cool. But I think what really separates this from the competition is the price. Right, it's somewhat about $200,000 for a car like this.
This is the most expensive variant, right?
Oh yeah, we have 3 variants for the DS7 Crossback, and this is the highest spec variant.
So even though it's the most expensive one, it's still more affordable than the cars that you just mentioned earlier?
Yeah, all the competition. So the price point is, it's a very attractive thing when you consider a mid-size SUV.
Okay.
But of course, there are other things that set it apart from the competition that we just mentioned. I mean, the boot space, the interior, which, you know what, we should check out and tell them more.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
But before we check out the boot space, I got a fun fact for you about the DS7.
Okay.
So this car is actually a presidential car. Okay, what I mean by that is back in 2017, right, the French president actually used the DS7 Crossback as his presidential car.
Are you serious?
Yeah, during his inauguration. So, it's a car fit for presidents and not for the common folk like you and me who don't earn presidential money.
Unfortunately. You know what, let's check out the boot. The all-new DS7 Crossback is priced just under $200,000 and comes with a 1.6-litre turbocharged engine. It produces 222 brake horsepower and 300 Nm of torque. The 8-speed automatic transmission brings the car from 0 to 100 km/h in 8.9 seconds. For more details on the DS7 Crossback or any other car, head on to sgCarMart.com to help you make the smart choice on the next car.
So we actually saw a button, right, that suggests that this DS7 can actually have a hands-free auto tailgate. So I'm going to check it out. Okay, so it's not working. Let's just do it normally. Alright, now look at that. That is 555 liters of boot space right there. It's I think it's more than ample space to put all your like. Okay, that's a just nice fit for the check-in luggage. Okay, so it doesn't pass the anti-trolley length test, but we can do it this way. And voila, it fits. So there's these 2 levers here that you can just yank and the back seats go down, and that is 1,752 liters of boot space. That's an insane amount of space. You can put like so many things in there, like elongated furniture, fishing rods, dead bodies. No, just not dead bodies, but yeah, okay. And also, when you lift up this compartment area, there's more storage space underneath. Cubby holes here, hooks and tethers here, 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 and here. It's a good boot. I like it. To the back seat. Damn it. Still faster than a Lexus. Now, in the DS7, in the back seat of the DS7 Crossback, I have a lot of space. I have lots of leg room, lots of headroom, and lots of toe room. Which is, I mean, it's a mid-sized SUV. Like, you would think that it would be less space, but it's more than enough. And over here on the door, we have two buttons. One to lower the window, which doesn't go all the way down. Minor issue, but it's fine. And one to like bring your seat forward or backward, whichever you choose. You know, I prefer to like just lay back and relax, so I'm gonna go back all the way back. And yeah, we also have cubby holes here that are lined with some sort of fabric, and it's consistent. It makes it seem like it's consistent with the premium and like luxury feel. You know what I mean? I like it. Oh, one last thing. The middle hump thing here is gone. It's not here. So like you can just put your legs here and just chill, and like your legs not elevated, blood doesn't rush to like different places and make it numb and stuff. I don't know. I like it. It's comfortable. But now let's check out how it fits 3 people at the back. So before I get my friends to come in, right, I must say that it's a bit uncomfortable in the middle because like the seatbelt thing is like kind of poking my ass. We'll do some BO later and you'll see what I mean. This thing here. So these two seatbelt thingies, they poke your ass. Come on. Hello my friends. Sorry, I just had to tell them about the seatbelt thingy that's poking my ass. Yeah. Okay, so now that we're all 3 behind, like leaning back and chill, I don't know, are you comfortable?
The leg room is a bit tight.
Leg room's a bit tight.
Yeah, but
Oh, okay, because I have fat thighs.
Well, I actually got ample leg room, but shoulders a bit,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, so for me, the middle seat is like I said earlier, it's just very hard and a bit uncomfortable. But
Oh no, I'm just reclining the seats.
if I was sitting there, I wouldn't mind going on really long road trips. But over the middle, not so much. Yeah.
But it's quite cool. They've got rear reclining seats.
Very reclining seats, yeah.
Rear window seems to be a bit darker.
Okay, guys, you're talking too much. Out.
Right. Now, the DS7 Crossback shares the same platform as the Opel Grandland X as well as the Peugeot 3008. Now, when cars share similar platforms, you should see similar mechanical components within the car, but not so the DS7 Crossback. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is just how much of a fashion statement this car really is. The seats that I'm on right here, it's like a diamond theme. All these cutouts. Buttons that used to be here that controls the windows are no longer present. They are all in the center console area, which is also very diamond shaped design. It's sort of irregular, but on the other hand, it makes you, irregular isn't exactly a bad thing. It can be quite special, like the DS7 Crossback that we have here. The steering wheel is bottom shaved. It feels premium, as what you would expect from DS. Now beyond that is what's really cool. I'm faced with a really high-tech instrument panel that you can actually personalize. There is driving, you've got dials, you've got minimum, personal, as well as navigation. Each selection transforms the instrument panel to something else altogether. And it's just really cool. It's probably one of the first in its class to be like this, actually. I've never seen anything like this. Now this area, tells you just how premium this car really is. Now the 12-inch infotainment system practically stores everything that you need to control. Touchscreen, radio stations, Bluetooth, there's an app, connectivity, aircon. Oh, and you know what? There is ventilated seats. Yep, perfect. Now, speaking of irregular, The start-stop button is actually situated here. Now, I actually had problems starting the car. I know it sounds very stupid and probably shameful, but you can't really blame me, right? I mean, like, start-stop buttons are usually here or here or here, but not quite the DS7 Crossback. It's actually right here in the center. It sort of makes it a little bit special. Now, above it is the BRM chronograph watch or clock, if you may. Now, BRM is Bernard Richards' manufacturer. It's actually a motorsport-inspired watchmaker, I think. But anyway, it actually folds and unfolds when you start and stop the car. So let's check it out. There you go. Now, how cool is that? It's a lot of drama in the car, you know what I mean? Like, you come in here and you tell yourself, oh, it's just a DS, it's an underdog car, but there's a lot of drama going on here, and it's really, really nice. What we have here is wireless Qi charging, put in the phone, and voila, it starts charging. And if you don't want it to be here, all you have to do, plonk it right here. Perfect. Now, to see how well this car really drives.
Alright, Julian, let's talk about the performance of the car. It's a 1.6 turbocharged
Yeah,
engine.
it produces 222 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque. Now, it actually feels a lot perkier than the number suggests.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a 1.6.
Right,
like.
the one, it feels like a 2 liter more than anything else. It's actually quite impressive.
I'm not even driving, I can feel it.
Yeah, I mean, look at it, look at it, look at it. It's just,
Whoa.
yeah, so it's, I've only got one small little complaint though.
What?
Like, I feel like the noise insulation isn't as good as it should be, it being a luxury arm of Citroen. It feels like it can do better than that.
Can be a bit quieter lah.
Yeah, can be a bit quieter.
Because you can hear the engine, you can hear...
No, I actually hear wind noises coming in and
Isn't that the AC?
No, fine. I can actually,
Yeah.
I can actually hear it. It's just actually a little bit, it's a little loud. And it's not like I was going very fast. I mean, when we accelerate, I mean, up to being about 90, it actually starts intruding to the cabin. But other than that, I've really got little to complain about.
Let's talk a bit about the handling, man. Okay, so I noticed that the steering wheel is a little odd shape.
Yeah, but
Does that work for you?
It's not really odd. I mean, it's very common to see sporty cars.
Yeah, but this is not a
have
sporty car,
shape.
right?
Yeah, but it kind of looks good and feels good as well.
Okay.
You know, that's I suppose that's part of the consideration, looking good and feeling good. Like a lot of cars have this. GTI, for example,
Yeah,
a
but
hot
that's-
hatch. Yeah, it's a bottom
It's
shape.
meant to be sporty.
Yeah.
This is a...
But it feels
SUV.
good. It feels good to the touch. It feels like you're in control. With, you know, it feels.
Responsive.
It doesn't feel responsive.
Doesn't?
But that's, I mean, you know, it can be better, but it's not exactly the sharpest steering in the business, but it gets the job done. But like I said, I mean, buyers of this car naturally wouldn't be thinking about all this, right? I mean, they will be thinking about space, comfort, and for that, I think the DS7 Crossback excels.
I would argue with that though. Like, buyers of the car would want to feel comfortable steering the car, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel comfortable steering the car. I feel very comfortable. I mean, like, you know, it's not as responsive as you would like it to be, but it's not the sharpest. But it's very comfortable. I mean, it's, you know,
Whoa.
comfortable. See that? It's comfortable.
What the The car behind must be thinking like, what the is this guy drunk?
Yeah.
How do you feel in this car, Julian?
I feel
As a driver, like sitting there, holding your steering wheel, you know?
I feel vain.
Vain.
I feel vain. I feel
Is it
like,
because of the diamonds?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I feel like people are gonna judge me. Like, oh man, what's this guy doing in this diamond car? But again, it's all on the inside. No one on the outside is gonna be like, you know. I feel like passengers would judge me.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like passengers will judge me. They'll be
No,
like,
but I mean, okay, honestly, right, you cannot tell that there are a lot of diamonds in this car unless you really look for it.
No, man. I mean, like when I came in, that's the first thing that I noticed.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like there's a lot of diamonds thing. Aircon vents, like bling, and you know, like all that kind of stuff. Okay, but that aside, but again, I'm biased. The whole diamond thing isn't working for me. But in all honesty, I feel really comfortable behind the DS7 Crossback.
Yeah, I feel comfortable as well, man.
I feel comfortable. I feel like it's not trying hard to be something it's not. That's what I like about the car. It feels very honest, and it feels like it'll serve its purpose well to drivers of this car.
Yeah, and it comes with ventilated seats,
Ventilated seats.
which is something that you really look out for in a car, right?
Ventilated seats.
Yeah, especially in this weather.
Ventilated
sun.
seats.
Okay, relax, Julian. Like every other week, we have will buy, won't buy, and go try the DS7 Crossback.
Yep.
So do you have your answer, Julian?
Yes.
Okay,
I
me
do.
too. In 3, 2, 1,
Go
go
try.
try. That's unanimous.
Yep.
So why go try, Julian?
It's really the price.
Yep.
I can't swallow $200,000 worth of DS in my stomach. I mean, it's a lot. We're talking about a lot of money right here. You know what I mean? Okay, but the cheapest variant is what, some 160,000?
160,000 to 200,000.
Let's just say this car is 160,000. You are buying into a brand that you seldom see on the road. That's one. And because of that, the resale value might be affected a little bit. That's two. And
What's the last one?
I think I love underdogs. I really do. I love to see underdogs win, because underdogs usually, they have a very good, I always say underdogs have a good sense of humor, because they like to surprise you with its goodness and badness, and it can be quite humorous at times. And this is one of the underdogs. I would love to see it win, but unfortunately, underdogs are not for everyone,
Yep.
right? You're going to spend quite a fair bit on underdogs alone. I think it's going to take a lot of guts to actually spend that kind of money on the DS.
Okay, so for me, it's also a go try because of the price.
Okay.
Like $160,000 to $200,000 for a car that, like you said, you rarely see on the road.
Yeah.
I don't know. It will take a certain amount of courage to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's either that or the sales guy is damn persuasive.
And okay, so DS is positioned as the luxury arm
Yeah.
of
Citroen.
Citroen, right?
Yeah.
And I don't really feel that. I don't feel that luxuriousness in
Okay.
the DS.
Okay.
You know, like, because like we've sat in a Lexus before.
Yeah.
And
That
it feels very
luxurious.
different.
Okay. Do you think it's perception?
What
like
do you mean?
you see, because we see a lot of Lexus cars on the roads.
Mm-hmm.
What if you see like a lot of DSs on the roads? Will that change your perception?
I think that might. Because okay, if everybody is driving, I mean, a lot of DSs on the road, then it just means that it's a car that is a reliable car, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but I can understand why it's priced so high, because
Yeah.
DS is supposed to be an expensive, a luxurious arm of Citroen, and it being luxurious, imagine if they sold it for 120,000, and it's no longer that premium brand anymore. It's no longer like
That's true also.
upmarket, right? So
But-
I can understand, but still, it's a lot to swallow, lah.
Yeah,
It's a lot to
I
swallow.
don't really feel it like.
Yeah, but okay, but that said, this car won Premium Midsize SUV of the Year for very good reasons. I mean, it's very comfortable. To me, honestly, it's very luxurious. I can actually feel the plushness in the car. I can actually feel it. The seats are very comfortable. Steering feels good to the touch. The screen is amazingly cool.
Okay, and okay, a plus point is that it's really unique, lah. Like you get the design is unique.
Okay.
Like when you're looking at it from like outside for a while,
Yeah.
like just a quick glance, you think it's a normal SUV, but actually, if you pay attention to the detail, there's like, you know, the diamond-shaped headlights that flip open and close,
Right,
and you
right.
unlock your car.
Right.
All these diamond bits here and there which you don't
It
really
swivels
like.
like it swivels when you I mean,
Yeah.
I
So yeah, DS really tries to be unique, you know, in this very saturated SUV market. But yeah, so go and try.
I suppose.
Like it's a presidential car, like I said at the start. So
And it's
if
a
you have
mid-size
presidential
SUV
money,
winner,
then
so
yeah. So go try it out.
President.
You never know.
President.
Mr.
right
President.
Here. Yep.
And that's our review of the DS7 Crossback.
Yep. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. So last week I actually forgot to mention a couple of names. Big shout out to Aushra and Zongheng for some reason you've always been around since our very first video, and we would like to thank you for your unwavering support. Keep commenting, man. Like, it's your comments that actually keep us going every week, right?
Yeah, I guess, and improving it.
Yeah, of course. And also don't forget to click that bell notification icon so that you'll be notified whenever we post new stuff up. And that's it.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, and until next time.